Number 23.
The moment when you want to quit is the moment when you need to keep pushing.
I run out of stuff, so I don't know what to do. You walk until you find the things you thought.
For the next 7 innings, I need you to become the umpire's best friend. When the game is about to start, your team's warming up, the umpire walks up, take that time to introduce yourself. Give them a fist bump, shake their hand, give them your name. What up, Blue? My name's Reagan.
Christina.
Nice to meet you. After that, just be personable throughout the entire game. Make conversation. If they make a joke, laugh at it, no matter how good or bad that joke may be. Suck up a little bit. Now step into an umpire's shoes. They are always going to be the bad guy, whether it's to someone in the stands, some player on the field, or coaches in the dugout. Umpires are human too, so we as catchers need to make them feel like we have their back and that we respect them. For example, say that the umpire made a mistake and accidentally missed a call for the pitcher. What we don't want to do is this.
Well,
But where'd that miss?
there's a ball outside.
The last thing we want to do is come off as confrontational. Instead, we want to keep our head forward and make it look like we're not even talking to him. We don't want to cause a scene.
Oh,
Blue, where'd that miss?
ball outside.
All right, thank you. Like it or not, umpires do have control of the game. As players, we need to control the controllables, meaning that we have no control on whether the umpire is going to call that pitch a ball or a strike. What we can control is our attitude and how we carry ourselves. End the game with you leaving a positive memory in that umpire's head, because you never know when you might see them again. Here are 3 drills that can help you with timing. First one is a glove load. Have this little ramp or wedge here. Basically, we're going to be going down and out and up through this wedge to develop some type of rhythm and flow when we're catching this ball. Looks something like this. Now the second drill is going to help you if you tend to be early and you're stabbing at the ball. We want to catch this after it passes this bucket. And you can do this with any obstacle in the way, but I have this bucket handy. You've probably seen this in a bunch of hitting drills. Grab yourself a tennis ball or anything that bounces. Get yourself a partner and give the tennis ball to her or him. So we're gonna have our partner bounce this ball to us, and we basically have to find a good timing to receive it. So we can't be too early, otherwise we're gonna miss the ball. Be too late, because we're probably gonna miss the ball again. Find a happy medium between those two. Should we pick or block? Both. It's situational. If you're playing at a higher level, the odds of you blocking this ball and throwing a runner out at second is slim to none. This is why catchers tend to pick. It allows us to redirect the ball quicker, allowing us to throw more runners out at second. Picking is a risky option. If we miss a picked ball, the runner's going to advance to second. If we block the ball, the runner's going to advance to second. So which is really going to give us the better chance? Blocking is a safer option. When there's a runner on third, we should always block. You can also block when you know that there's a slower runner on the bases. Now, how can we read whether or not to pick or block when a pitch is coming in? When you catch a lot of bullpens, this concept is going to become a reflex. Your body's going to naturally react to wherever that pitch comes in. Typically, when the ball hits the dirt earlier, you're going to have to block, whereas picking typically happens when balls are short hop. So we should be utilizing both picking and blocking to elevate our game.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, deep, everybody, and we're telling now. We gon' spin and kill everybody, deep, everybody, and we're telling now.
Catcher, make sure you're not in obstruction. Otherwise, that's gonna happen. Basically, you can't do this or this, and definitely not this. Year by year, the NCAA has been forcing umpires to get more and more nitpicky about calling obstruction. Does it make things harder for us catchers to get an out? Maybe so, but it's all in good favor to keep all players safe. This is the updated NCAA rulebook regarding obstruction. Take a pause and give it a read. This is how you actually stay out of obstruction. After I'm given a nice big target for my outfielder, I get turned sideways, and my foot should be on the corner-ish and in front of the foul line. By aiming to stay in front of the foul line, whether a ball is taking us up the line or it's just a normal throw right here at the plate, it ensures that we're staying clear from obstruction, giving the base runner a clear path into home plate. But if you do have the ball in your possession, you are allowed to cross that line to go make a play. So if the girl's gonna do a hook slide, I can receive this ball then go out, tagger. But on an average play at the plate, when the player's probably sliding right in, you're gonna receive the ball as deep as possible, drop a knee, which is still relatively close on the foul line or in front of the foul line. You apply good, hard tag to get the out. You can complain all you want, but as a catcher, be wary of where your feet are. Make sure you're not crossing this foul line. This is obstruction. You're in the clear. Some people like to stay on the corner right here. I like to give myself a little bit of extra space just in case I take a mini step forward. I don't want to risk anything. The last thing you want to happen is you giving your opponent a free run on the scoreboard just because you couldn't say I have obstruction. In softball, the word timing is typically connected with hitting. Just a little late. However, today we're going to talk about timing in relation to catching. More specifically, blocking. It's great if you recognize a pitch coming in the dirt, but if you drop down too early, now we're stuck in the stagnant position. So while you did the correct thing by dropping and blocking, if the ball's coming off to the side and you just guess and drop down, you've completely eliminated your chances of getting in front of that ball because you're immobile in this position. When we drop and block too early, we also run the risk of this bounce or hop not absorbing into the softest part of our body, which is our belly button stomach area. Instead, that bounce could come up and hit the harder parts of our gear, which is our helmet, our upper chest area, or even our shin guard. Instead, we want to stay on our feet and time up our kickback to where it's going to absorb into that softest part so that it'll land in closer proximity so that we can pick it up and look for that secondary play and throw out a runner. If we drop and block too late, obviously it runs the risk of that ball going through the wickets, our legs. Same thing can happen if we go off to the side. Also why we always lead with our glove. Either way, we're gonna end up with a lot of pass balls if we're too late. You just need to find your timing. Try not to be too early or too late. Find that sweet spot. Yeah. Nice. This isn't working. Put it right here. Throwing to third should be the easiest throw for a catcher to make, but there's one annoying thing that stands in the way. While it's true that the batter can't impede the catcher's effort to throw down, unfortunately, you can't throw through the batter, and not to mention, it's extremely unsportsmanlike. There are two ways that you can clear a batter so that you can make a great throw to third. Arguably, the most effective way is to drop step behind the batter to create a clear throwing lane for yourself. All you have to do is drop with your right foot and then cross back over with your left. Sometimes the pitch will carry you up even closer to the batter. Since our momentum is already carrying us forward, deciding to change direction and drop step is going to take way too long in the short amount of time that we already have. If you find yourself in this situation, you might need to create your own throwing lane, meaning that you can physically clear the batter with your throwing arm and come through to make your throw. Now, I'm not saying to be overly aggressive, but I am saying it's okay to give the batter a little nudge in order to get your job done on the field. Catchers have the right to a clear throwing lane, but you have to make sure it happens for yourself, whether it be drop step or clearing the batter.
Get out the way!
Getting thumbed sucks. Lately, I've had quite a few people reaching out to me saying that my thumb hurts or my palm hurts constantly when I catch. How do I fix this? And yes, while using products like these can certainly help, I feel like it's comparable to putting a band-aid over the problem rather than finding a solution to the cure. If I had to guess, your thumb or palm probably hurts because you're not consistently catching it in the pocket. Okay, so how do you train catching in the pocket then? Well, one of these tools can help, but I like to keep things simple. Let's ditch the glove and add a tennis ball. All you're gonna do is put down your pinky and ring finger. These remaining 3 fingers resembles our glove's pocket or the web. So all you're gonna do is receive it with these 3. Pretty simple. You can do it with a partner or by yourself. This is also a great drill for timing when receiving and having soft hands, so it's kind of a double whammy. If none of that works, it might just be time to upgrade your glove. You can go with a first baseman mitt, which has a bigger pocket, but it's pretty thin. Or you can upgrade your glove to something of higher quality, that's stiffer, has more padding on the outside, but ultimately it's up to you and what you feel comfortable with. But that, in a nutshell, is how not to get thumbed.